Welcome back to another episode of War in Cali. In this episode, I'm going to talk about the Country Boy Crips and their war with the Eastside Crips. The Country Boy Crips, also known as CBC, are from the south side of Bakersfield and have been around for decades. The Country Boy Crips rep their set with the color baby blue, and they control several blocks on the south side of Bakersfield. Bakersfield has many sets, including several Sereno hoods and other Crips sets like the Westside Crips and the Eastside Crips. The Country Boy Crips are on good terms with the West Side, but have a deep hate for the Eastside Crips, which resulted in many shootings on both sides and both losing members in their war. Their rivals, the Eastside Crips, is an active gang on the east side of Bakersfield. They rep with the color royal blue. The Eastside Crips are broke up into several cliques and have been a major force in Bakersfield for years. The Eastside Crips beef heavy with both the Westside Crips and the Country Boy Crips, like I mentioned before. Their wars have been one of the most deadly coming out of Bakersfield. With that being said, let's get into some cases. July 15th, 2005. Mark, Damon, Kathy, and Trey were traveling from Sacramento to Las Vegas. On the way to Vegas, they stopped at a gas station in Bakersfield to get gas. Mark and Trey would get out the car, and Damon stayed in the car asleep. Kathy stayed in the car as well. Mark, Trey, and Kathy would notice a man walking in the gas station as he was making commotion talking to someone before he went inside the gas station. Kathy was behind the car when she seen the man walk by their car and started firing at Damon while he sleep. Trey would see this and run. Mark fell ducking from the shots. Kathy ducked and the man started firing at her before he ran away. Kathy and Mark and Trey would get her descriptions of the shooter, and with that and the camera footage from the gas station, they found out the shooter was a man named Ted. Ted was just arrested days after the shooting after he failed the drug test. This dude was tweaked out. Bro was on that powder. So when he was in jail, he would get hit with several shooting charges. Ted was from the Eastside Crips, and the gas station was in the Eastside Crips turf. Ted had a deep hate for the Country Boys, and just years prior, he was shot by them. So with him being high out of his mind, and seeing Damon had a baby blue shirt on, that color that was associated with the Country Boys, Ted crashed out, and he started firing at them. But he ended up firing at innocent people who wasn't even from Bakersfield. Ted was sentenced to life without the possibility of parole. In the words of Whitney Houston, crack is whack. On May 5th, 2006, Travis went to Elks Lodge around 11 p.m. He noticed John sitting in his wheelchair near the entrance. He asked John did he want something to drink from the bottle that he was drinking out of, and John did, so they drank the bottle until they finished it. Travis noticed that John had a bottle himself, so he reached for it and took a shot. John got mad about this. I guess Brad had no hospitality, so he told Travis to bend down to his level. Next thing you know, he asked Travis what did the 5 fingers say to the face. Travis was probably like, huh? Cause next thing you know, he slapped the hell out of Travis from his wheelchair. This all led to John pulling out a strap and trying to fire at Travis. Travis jumped on him trying to take the strap, but several people would help John, so Travis ran away. Once he tried to run away, he ran into a dude he knew as Anthony. Anthony was coming at him, so Travis tried to fire on him, but this ain't go well. Anthony pulled out his own strap and started shooting at Travis, dropping him. Travis survived, but later told the police that Anthony and John was involved. On May 7th, 2006, outside a Rock and Rodeo club which has now been closed, Miko from Country Boy Crip was leaving the club. He was approached by some people in a van, and this all led to an altercation, and one of the men in the van jumping out and running the fade with Miko. A security guard would pepper spray them both, and this all led to a man in the van hopping out and spraying over 20 times, taking Miko's life, and shooting a woman named Tracy in the face. Witnesses were identified John as being in the car and started an incident with Miko. With John and his boys being from Eastside Crip, both Anthony and John were involved in the shooting, and the van belonged to John. Travis would later tell police it was the same van that they used to shoot him that night. Anthony and John were both sentenced to life in prison. Now John gotta be crippled and crippled in jail. On March 1st, 2013, Spencer borrowed his girlfriend Laverne's car and left about 10 p.m. Around 2:20 a.m., Baby G and Cav Mac from Eastside Crip was getting gas out of Valero on California and Union Avenue. Baby G was looking down on his phone when he heard 5 shots. He was shot in the back, and Cav Mac lost his life. Spencer returned Laverne's car shortly after. Laverne's brother would later tell her that Spencer was the shooter and that he did it in her car. She confronted him about it, and he admitted that him and 2 other people from Country Boy Crip named Chris and Little Critter did the shooting. Spencer was going around bragging about the shooting. Spencer fled to North Dakota a few weeks after the shooting. Police later got someone who was an acquaintance of Spencer to get on the phone with him and bring up the shooting. During a recorded call, he just bragged about how he earned his stripes and how he shot at some Eastside dudes. Months later, in July, Spencer was back in town. He went to a gas station where he got into it with a person, leading to him getting his ass beat. So he ran up revenge. So hours later, he went out lurking. This all led to a person being shot on South Brown Street. Spencer once again left to North Dakota, but by August, he was arrested. Spencer was later sentenced to 15 years to life. Hollywood Market was a store in Country Boy Crips turf. On April 2nd, 2014, Jerome from Country Boy Crip was shot in front of the store. He gave the police a description of the shooter. Witnesses would get a description of the car, and the store video caught everything. Police later caught up to Deshaun from Eastside Crips in the car used in the same shooting. He was arrested, and Deshaun ended up being sentenced to life. On November 7, 2014, rising rapper from Country Boy Crip named Clack and his homie Don went to a bar named Martini's next to a bowling alley. Several Country Boy Crips was in the parking lot, and so was the Eastside Crips. An Eastside Crip named Lionel pulled up in the parking lot and parked literally next to Clack and Don, even though there were several spaces open, so it looked like he made an effort to park next to them. Once Lionel got out the car, Clack pressed him. Clack would say Lionel reached for his jacket, and that's where he pulled out his strap and fired 3 times, taking Lionel's life. Clack then ran to his car, but he was shot in the back by the Eastside Crips. Don later took Clack to the hospital. Police would later arrest Clack and got the camera footage. Clack claimed self-defense, but he was later sentenced to life. By 2019, police would try to bring down the Country Boy Crips in a 3-month investigation called Operation Deep South, after police said they were involved in over 50 shootings in 3 years. This ended up leaving 35 members arrested on various charges. 2016, several members of the Eastside Crips will be on the list of gang members to arrest in Bakersfield. Bakersfield vowed to clean up the community. Even in 2018, police would arrest over 10 Eastside Crips in a sweep. Bakersfield police was not playing with the gang members and have been trying to sweep out the communities and take away crime. This will conclude this episode. If you haven't already, make sure you check out my previous videos. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.